Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you have been paying attention to the crypto market, the last 24 hours are pretty much testing the water in terms of how well the traders are going to be able to hold their ground as the market becomes extremely volatile and is consolidating at a faster rate. What I'm trying to say is you guys can see in the last 72 hours, the market for Dogecoin has been extremely volatile. We fell sharply, then we were able to make a recovery. Again, we're falling sharply, and in just the last 1 hour, you can see the super trend has been flipped into a downtrend again. Now, if you look at Bitcoin on the other end, Bitcoin is showing something similar but at a lower rate. So there was an explosion, then there was a really strong sell-off. There was a buy the dip event, and let's just say we got rejected at pretty much the same price action, close to 107,000, and currently the market has fallen back halfway to the previous sell-off. But when you compare that to the majority of the altcoins, they have fallen back to the previous support. On the other end, if you look at some of the traders and also the long-term holders who are holding Dogecoin, this is one of the wallets which I've been paying attention to. Just about 5 days ago, purchased about $30 million worth of Dogecoin at the price of 22 cents. And this one purchased about 20 million as well at the price of 17.5. But both of them are holding very strong, clearly suggesting they expect the price to actually grow up and at the same time expect a good return. Now, Indian Supreme Court says crypto should be regulated, not banned. Big deal. And Dogecoin price pattern point to a surge as whales accumulation resume, and Japan's SBI backed Tokyo Games token to launch on Binance Alpha and major exchanges. There's a lot to talk about. Before we get into the full details, if you guys are here for the first time, you want to stay up to date with everything to do with the crypto market, scroll down, tap the red subscribe button, and especially turn on your notification so you can stay up to date with the latest and the greatest news first. And drop a like on it. Let's go for a like goal of 43. We've been smashing every single one of them. It just helps the YouTube algorithm push the video to more people. More people are buying Dogecoin. Now, let's look at what's happening with Dogecoin. First of all, let's look at the open interest. This will give you a little bit of a storyline in terms of what the traders are believing. You can see in the last 24 hours, the open interest is down about 1.6%. And if you look at the liquidations, it's quite high, especially the long traders have lost about $3.5 million. And the long to the short ratio is still in favor of long traders and sitting still, clearly suggesting that majority of the people who are holding are thinking of the long term. Actually, that's funny to say because they are short-term traders, and at the same time they do expect the market to do well. And as we are falling back to the previous support, they expect the market to rebound and make a profit at 23 cents. And then if you compare that to Bitcoin, this will give you a little bit of understanding why the crypto market is so heavily dependent on Dogecoin. And you can see that Bitcoin, the sell traders are much greater as compared to the buy traders. And that gives you perspective that even though the market is trying to hold still close to 104,000, there is a lot of short traders trying to push it down even harder. Another thing is this: China's central bank says it will promote the international use of yuan. And they're obviously trying to go against the US dollar, but there are a lot of people which are trying to give them a perspective that maybe using crypto isn't too bad as compared to yuan. And US Senate officially passes the closure vote for Genius Act crypto stable bill. And at the same time, is it time for a new Bitcoin all-time high? Here's what to watch. Price at a major resistance level, hanging man candle pattern, and bearish RSI diverse, and MCD bearish cross over. Momentum is stolen, caution is warranted. Now, what I'm trying to say is if you just pay attention, breaking above this level is actually becoming extremely hard for Bitcoin, which is close to 107,000. There is a lot of sellers, or let's just say a lot of profit taking, that actually triggers limit orders which are being hit around this zone. Not just people taking profit, but on the other end, a lot of short traders opening their position. So keep in mind, it will be hard to break over 107,000, but if we're able to do so, the all-time high would be just around the corner. Now, if you compare that to the entire altcoin market, you can see that Bitcoin might be doing well, like holding the price, but majority of the altcoins are not doing extremely well. Even though they make a little bit of a recovery, Bitcoin falling halfway through causes a lot of panic selling, and let's just say majority of the altcoins do fall down quite quickly. So this is going to be very important, breaking over this resistance and seeing that the RSI line is a little bit bearish, but it's not something to worry about currently. And Dogecoin may want to visit 21.3 cents before it's able to make any sort of recovery, and that's exactly what I just said. Falling down to 21.5, that's exactly where we are able to consolidate. The only thing that's very important is ensuring that as we are forming lower highs, we do not want to follow that pattern. This is the one that was able to break out, as you can see right there, but this one again fell down as the lower high was formed. But this time around, we just need to ensure that we're able to get to the previous high, and there will be a lot more upside potential for the Dogecoin price as compared to downside. An analyst identifies Dogecoin trend break opportunity following an inverse head and shoulder breakout targeting 43 cents. I mean, it is very clear. I mean, let's just say the head and shoulders are there. At the same time, the breakout was done, and now we're consolidating. Breaking above the trend line is going to be very important, and then the supply zone is going to be close to 40 to 43 cents, and that's exactly what's been anticipated. The price might be targeting 43 cents. And Dogecoin price prediction for the May 23rd. And 21st of May, we're still at the 23 cents mark, and we are expecting the market to climb even higher. And overall, the supply zones have been met, and the only thing that Dogecoin is waiting for is just that little breakout to get over the 25 cents mark. Now, Bitcoin, Ethereum rebound while XRP and Dogecoin struggle. 105,000 remain a critical resistance. If we're able to break over that, there will be a lot more upside potential. And analysts insist Dogecoin could see a 174% climb to its first target of 65 cents. Now, keep in mind, before this bull market comes to an end, a lot of analysts predict that Dogecoin will be hitting $1. If you compare to where we're sitting currently, that's close to a 5x, so that would be a very good return. And let's just say it's not too far if Bitcoin is just able to show us a big jump. Now, Asia moves from dollar to digital gold as Hong Kong leads the regulations. Now, digital asset adoption rises as Asia's wealthy investors pivot from US dollar holding to crypto and gold. Private banks report growing demand for Bitcoin, stablecoin, and Chinese equity around Asia. And this should give you perspective that as we are moving away from US dollar, there will be a little bit less reliant on it. And we see that Russia is doing most of their trade, nearly 97% of their trade with not US dollar. It's backed by ruble, it's backed by yuan, some of it's done by crypto. So overall, the US dollar will be taking a little bit of a hit. Now, Bitcoin price forecast. Bitcoin fails to reach all-time high despite the building institutional and state support. Just keep in mind, as Bitcoin is struggling, it's very clear that it's becoming more volatile, meaning even a little dip is being bought up very quickly. So currently, it's just very important to be a little patient, and we will be able to see a good return. Other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Nothing I said is financial advice, just my personal opinion. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon.